Mark my words that this attack on Iran is going to result within a month. We'll have an incident here in the United States where American citizens are going to die, and it's going to be labeled a terror attack. And of course, Iran is going to be responsible for it. But don't doubt for a second that it's not Iran who did it and that it originated right here, because they will do whatever is necessary at this point in order to stop the midterm elections. And if we have a terror attack too, then that gives him reason to declare martial law, just for our safety, of course. But don't doubt for a second that something isn't going to happen, because it is. And they're going to blame Iran instantly. Mark my words. It's coming. They'll do whatever it takes to stop us.
All right. Shalom, shalom. Giving all praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakaha Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the hopeful elect. All right. I'm going to title this lesson Martial Law. No. Salakia. The Lord is about to lock it down. Martial law via terrorist attacks. Okay. And, the video you just watched was a woman. Okay. And, she had an interesting take on what's getting ready to happen out here in the streets of America. She basically said how they're going to use, the United States is going to use, the conflict that they have with Iran, with everything that just recently happened, right? Because now you got Iran doing retaliatory strikes upon, U.S., United States infrastructures and buildings and embassies, right? So now Iran is doing a lot of retaliatory strikes. You know what I'm saying? And, the woman in the video, she basically said how the United States is going to, pretty much, frame a terrorist attack, okay, on the soil of America. All right. They're going to blame Iran for that terrorist attack, and they're going to use that as a justifiable cause to bring in martial law. OK, because, the United States is going to say we don't know who we can trust. The advancement of AI, that's going to be another thing that they're going to say why we need to bring martial law, because AI is getting out of control. We don't know what's real anymore. We got people, being seditious against the government. We got to shut it down. It's a lot of terrorist activity, and Iran is behind it all. You know what I'm saying? Which is a very possible thing. Okay, there's many different ways that Esau could bring in martial law, but this is a very big possible scenario right here. Okay, and with a situation like this that just happened, all right, it shows you how actually possible that can happen. Okay, it says Austin shooting suspect wore Iranian flag shirt during attack, sources say. Okay. So now you got out of nowhere, and look at the irony. You see the irony right after, the whole situation with, Iran that just happened out there in Iran. Not even a month later, right? A day or two later, a mass shooter pops up, and he's wearing Iranian influenced apparel, right? Iranian influenced clothing, right? Pledging his allegiance to the Iranian government, saying, basically saying I killed those people in the name of Iran or something. You know what I'm saying? And more than likely, Esau set this whole thing up because that's what he's been doing. All right. If you look at the year of 2025, okay, I know that there is well over 100 mass shootings that have happened all over the United States. All right. And they all got the same story. It's all the same pattern. Okay. Some mysterious individual, some ghost individual with a ghost account, right, just pops up one day and says, I'm going to go shoot up the elementary school. I'm going to go shoot the grocery store up. I'm going to go do this. And then they always leave some manifesto behind, right, pledging their allegiance to terrorist organizations. It's the same story. So you best believe, okay, Esau is going to get busy with these enchantments off of this and set up mock terrorist attacks, okay, for a justification to shut down the country. All right. Or hey, some of these, you might have to get ready as well, because some of these terrorist attacks, all right, are going to start being legitimate. OK, and certain little places and certain little landmarks in the United States are going to start getting blown off the map. Little pocket nukes is going to, start getting shot off. Probably from Iran, probably from China. OK, who knows? All right. But we're in that time. We're in that time, like the scriptures say, they shall hate the whore. They shall burn her with fire. The beast is going to hate the whore. All of these other nations is going to start rising up against the whore, against America. OK, so we're in that time, too. So, hey, a lot of these terrorist attacks are going to really start being legitimate, man. All right. And people are actually going to die. OK. But this situation right here, this got Esau written all over it. OK. This got Esau written all over it, man. It says I don't know how to say this nigga name. Indiaga Diagne 53 wore a property of Allah sweatshirt and Iranian flag undershirt during the mass shooting, right? Let's see who this guy is, okay? Guarantee you he's a ghost account. Guarantee you he ain't got no real information on him. That might not even be his actual name. And then it's going to be something else I'm going to point out with this. Look at this guy. Let's see who this guy is. Look. Wait, hold on. If he's doing this in the name of Iran, okay, I don't know any Iranian that look like this, that look like, Shaft. This nigga look, come on, man. Who is this nigga, man? Okay, who the hell is this nigga? Just got some nigga, he probably a Hamite, or who knows? He could, a lot of these motherfuckers be agents, man. Okay. But, he's supposed to be doing the interests of Iran, but he's a black man. They couldn't get a goddamn Iranian to do it? An actual Iranian? You see how sloppy Esau is, man? He doing shit that don't even make no sense no more. Like, what is it? Isaiah 47. You are wearied in the multitude of your counsels. Esau is scrambling. He making all types of mistakes. He's sloppy. Just get anybody out there and say they doing it for Iran. How you gonna get a black man out there and say he doing it for Iran, man? Why don't you get an Iranian at least, nigga? You know what I'm saying? But this is all a part of a setup too, because remember, Jake has to be the face of crime, right? That's a big part of the martial law scheme. Make Jake the face of crime. Make the Negro, Latino, and Native American the face of crime. You know what I'm saying? That's how they gonna lock this shit down. What do you think the whole ICE situation is about? They could use this and start coming after the Negroes now, right? But all in all, let's I just thought that was interesting. Like, why is there a black man? This shit is ridiculous, man. Okay, Senegalese, right? Possibly a Hamite, right? What's going on, Esau? Huh? It ain't clicking no more. It says, authorities said they found an Iranian flag and photos of regime leaders in the apartment of the gunman in the shooting outside a bar in Austin, Texas on Sunday morning. I told you, it's always some little breadcrumb, always some little manifesto that they leave behind. We got our Iranian flag, right? So you mean to tell us that some black guy, okay, that really ain't got nothing to do with Iran, in his apartment, he got all sorts of Iranian collectibles up in there. Flags and all sorts of action figures of Iranian. Come on, man. This is a goddamn joke, man. But it don't matter. To Esau, it don't matter how corny it look anymore. Okay? First and foremost, the masses of the people is going to believe this because the masses of the people have been socially engineered to accept whatever they see. All right? So Esau, he don't care about the appearance and how corny it is. He needs to crack this shit off now. Okay? This is Revelation 12:12. The devil is coming down with great wrath because he know he has a short time. He don't have time to make it spick and span and the perfect enchantment. He don't have time for that. Okay? He's scrambling with it. You know? It says the flag and the images were discovered during a search of the suspect's home, according to CBS News, after the shooting early morning that left 3 people dead and 14 wounded. And who knows if them people are actually dead. Remember, they have crisis actors, right? They got crisis actors. Remember that. Okay, they got people that'll sit there and stage a whole goddamn scene. You know what I'm saying? You know, put some fake blood on niggas. All right. Stage the whole goddamn scene. People have even found out that some of them crisis actors that have supposedly been killed in these terrorist attacks, they've been caught doing another crisis reenactment in another goddamn terrorist attack. So, a lot of this shit is just really just some fake ass bullshit. Okay. But hey, this is all just a justifiable means to lock down this country. Okay. It says the shooter was also wearing a shirt that read "Property of Allah" and an undershirt featuring an Iranian flag when he carried out the attack, according to law enforcement sources. Okay, this got Esau written all over it, and they just got some dark, crispy ass nigga. Okay, any old dark ass, crispy nigga. Look at this dude, man. Any old dark, crispy nigga, man, that they could find, they just got him. Got him walking around with a gun or something, right? They don't ever show the footage, but it's funny because if a nigga, he's still an iPhone, or a nigga do a hit and run, right? Esau, they got cameras that track them. They got all sorts of different footage to track this nigga, right? All sorts of different footage to track them, but they never have any actual footage. Well, they do sometimes they do, but for the most part, they don't really have any actual footage of the terrorist act being carried out live, right? You actually see the niggas shooting, people dying. It's just, they always just give you some bugged out picture of the nigga and then him walking around with a gun. And then they show the aftermath of the situation, man. Okay. So, hey, ultimately, this is the Lord. Okay. This is the Lord. The Lord is getting ready to lock this shit down, man. All right. Pray. All right. Repent. Make your doings good, because, life as we know it is getting ready to change. All right. It's not, this is not getting ready to go on too much longer. Okay. Things are heating up. All right. And eventually it's going to pop. It's, the calamities are not going to be able to be held back much longer. And this is how the Lord wants it. All right. This is how the Lord wants it. OK, let me get this scripture real quick. This is Daniel 8:25. All right. It says, and through his policy, OK, also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand. Policy deals with laws, regulations. OK, and situations like this, because there's going to be more of these. characters coming out with guns and doing mass shootings in the name of Iran, in the name of Allah. This is going to happen a little bit. This is going to happen more and more often. Okay. Esau can use this to create policies and create new laws. All right. That could lock down this country indefinitely. All right. That's why it says through his policy, he's going to cause craft. All right. Crafty strategies, sneaky, manipulative strategies that are going to go over people's head that are not paying attention. All right. To prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many. Right. That whole situation with Iran and, you know what I mean, saying, Donald Trump talking about we had to bomb them because of this, that, and the third. And, you know, the supreme leader over there was a monster and this will help everybody. They're using peace, okay, to come in with draconian measures. All right. They're going to use peace to bring in martial law. All right. Tell everybody this is for your safety, that we got to lock down this country. OK. It says, and he shall also stand up against the prince of princes, but he shall be broken without hand. Yeah, Esau, at the end of it all, Esau, he's going to create this nice narrative, right? And he's even going to direct all of this towards the men of the Lord, all right? And persecute us and say that we're the terrorists. We're the reason why, you know, some black burnt brownie niggas is walking around with a gun. OK, he might even use AI and have us walking around with the gun and we got fringes on, man. OK, that's the time we living in. And when Yahushai actually come back, he going to try to stand up against Yahushai and the Lord is going to clean sweep his ass to oblivion, man. All right. That's what this verse is talking about right here. Now, let's get this scripture right here and we're going to close it out. OK, the Lord is about to shut this down, man. OK. Stay alert, stay circumspect. OK, keep watching. All right. Don't let the devil pull a goddamn gag over your eyes, man. All right. Things are happening in the spirit. Things is getting hot and heavy, man. And at any given moment, life is going to change in the blink of an eye, man. OK. Second Esdras 15 and 16. It says, for there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. What does sedition mean? It means an uprising against the government. And you're seeing that happen little by little. OK, because they're going to start stripping away more and more rights. People are already irritated that, you know, Donald Trump is starting all of these unnecessary wars. He's making the average life of the American idiot more and more oppressive and hard. Then you got ICE running around out here causing trouble and havoc. You know what I'm saying? People are going to say enough is enough and they're going to fight back against the government. OK, it says they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. That's martial law. All right. Because when martial law happens, they cut off certain region points of the country. All right. And they trap people in. OK. And, you know, like how you can get in your car and you can just jump on the freeway and go here and there. Well, pretty soon you're going to be subject to you can only go here. Right. You can only go. You can't leave this city. You can't leave this county. You can't leave this neighborhood. You know what I mean? So that's why it says a man is going to desire to go into a city and he not going to be able. There's going to be checkpoints, militarized checkpoints everywhere. And situations like this, they're going to use, OK, to say we can't allow Americans to roam freely because there's a lot of terrorists out here. You know, we don't know who's a terrorist. So we want to get a jump start on everybody. You know, we're going to have to upgrade the technology. We're going to have to upgrade surveillance and we're going to have to keep people locked in places. OK, you're not going to be able to go city to city. You're not going to be able to travel freely anymore. All right. And let me go back. OK, it says, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled. The houses shall be destroyed and men shall be afraid. Martial law is going to bring all of that. OK, it's going to be all out chaos and anarchy. All right. The soldiers. All right. The martial law soldiers are going to be killing people. People are going to be killing the martial law soldiers. There's going to be all out pandemonium in the streets, man, when martial law is implemented in this society. Because, you know, the average American, OK, they're not used to not having things their way. You know what I mean? They don't, a lot of these people are addicted to the pleasure that America gives them. Going to the bar, eating McDonald's, cigarettes, right? So when martial law happens, it's going to put a big halt on people's movements and mobility. And it's going to drive people crazy. OK, then on top of that, all of everything, you want to buy, the price is outrageous. You know what I mean? Everything is going to be outrageously priced. People are going to be frustrated, man. OK, so people are going to start robbing each other, killing each other. All right. You know what I'm saying? And then the ultimate solution for it all is going to be the mark of the beast, the RFID micro technology. All right. This is what this is really all leading to. All right. And then once that happens, hey, Yahweh Shai is on his way. This is why I say the Lord is about to lock this down, because this is the Lord's design. All right. This is the pandemonium that the Lord is bringing. So that way the kingdom of heaven can be ushered in. But calamities have to happen first. OK, verse 19, it says, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. That's what's coming. All right. That's what's coming. Martial law via terrorist attacks. They're going to use these terrorist attacks to bring in martial law and, strip away people's constitutional rights. All right. Because the government is going to say we don't know who to trust now. OK, so like the book of Habakkuk says, stand upon your watch. All right. Be circumspect and pay attention, man. All right. Pay attention. OK, because at the blink of an eye, this shit is going to change, man. At any given moment, probably this year. All right. Things is happening, man. All right. Maybe, after the Passover. OK, so Lord willing, this was edifying. I'll give all praises to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. Till next time, shalom, shalom.